Good morning everyone. See, in our previous class we were discussed about the types of organization structure. In types of organization structure, there are two types of organization structure that we were discussed. That is, first one is an functional structure and another one is about the divisional structure. Hagare, what do you mean by the functional organization structure? See, on the basis of the function, we are going to make it as a department. Okay, so those functions we can call, those departments we can call it as a functional wise department, that is called it as functional organization structure. Those structure we can call it as a functional organization structure. Say for example, if purchase related activities, we make it as one group, so that group we can call it as a purchase department. Okay, likewise sales, likewise the market. So when it comes to the divisional department, okay, divisional organizational structure, here the department it is made on the basis of the product. So product basis alli naven marthivi, we are going to make it as department. So those types of structure we can call it as a divisional organization structure anta karitivi. Say for example, if the company having the more than one product line, so for that the divisional is suitable. Okay, if the company having the same line of product, then the functional organization structure is suitable. That is also we were discussed alva. So when it comes to the divisional andre, say for example, company ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಒನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಒನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. So that is called it as divisional. So likewise we are go with the divisional organization structure. So this and also we will discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages of both functional as well as the divisional organization structure alva. So in this class we are going to start the new concept, that is the formal organizing and informal organizing ಬಗ್ಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so in this class we are going to discuss about the only formal organizing. So formal organizing ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, what are all the features of formal organizing, and also what is the advantages of formal organizing, what is the disadvantages of formal organizing ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ organizing, formal organization. Okay, so in the organizational structure of every enterprises, okay, the organization structure of every enterprises, both the formal and informal organization is existed. So in every enterprises of any enterprises of organization structure, we can see the both formal as well as the informal organization structure. So we have to understand, it is very necessary to understand the what is formal organizing and what is informal organizing, because these two things are existed in the organization concern. So that it is very necessary to understand what is the formal organizing as well as the what is informal organizing. Okay, shall we start about the first one, that is formal organizing. So formal organizing, see, when the managers are carrying the organizing process, as a result it will give the organization structure. See, as I told that, okay, as I told that through the organization process, as a manager he is going to get the organization structure. Hagare what are all the organization process antandre, so we will discuss 4 steps in the organizing process. What are all those? First one, identification and division of work. We have to divide the work into the smaller jobs. In the second step, we have make it as a departmentalization, right? According to their similarities, according to the relativeness of the job, we will make it as one department. Say for example, purchase related jobs na ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we will make it as one department, ಅಲ್ವಾ? So likewise in second step we will go with the departmentalization. So when it comes to the third step, we will go with the assignment of duties. So we are going to assign the duties on what basis? On the basis of the qualification of a person. A position ge ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕು ಆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we are going to hire the employees. At the same time we are going to give the job description, okay, because this is clarifies about the duties and responsibilities and what is his role of that position. So likewise it will clearly defines, alva. So in the fourth step what will we are going to do means, we are going to establish the reporting relationship. Here it is nothing but the supervisor gu matte subordinates gu ಏನು relationship na create ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, because supervisor ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಂದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ದಟ್ ಟು whom should I accountable, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು the subordinates also come to know. So likewise we are going to make it as a establish the reporting relationship. So through this organizing process the organization structure has come into an existence. So ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ process ಇಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ತು, organization structure ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ organization structure ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Here the hierarchical representation of the authority and responsibility, that is we can call it as an organization structure. See, in every organization which is go with the organization structure, for what purpose? For the purpose of optimum utilization of resources. Through the organization structure we will get the, okay, we will going to get the optimal utilization of resources. At the same time the systematic function has been taken place. So through the organization function ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, through the organizing ಇಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆನೋ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ನು ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ನ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ನೀಡ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೋ. ಸೊ and also this structure, okay, this organization structure we can call it as what? Formal organization structure, formal organizing anta karitivi. So agare formal organizing ಗೆ example ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ as we discuss about the functional as well as divisional. So functional ಮತ್ತೆ divisional ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, that is an example for the formal organizing, because here formally we are going to arrange the things, not informally but informally we are going to arrange the things. So that is called as an organization structure. So as a manager he is going to create the, or as a manager he is go with the organizing process. Through the organizing process he can get the, it will creates the organization structure. So this organization structure for what purpose? For the purpose of effective utilization of resources as well as the systematic work. So it will leads to the, it will called it as a, so idanna navenanta karitivi formal organizing anta karitivi. For example helbeku andre ಡಿವಿಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒನ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಸಿ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ the formal organization structure. This is the structure is designed by the management, okay, it is designed by the management to achieve the organizational goals in which the responsibilities, authorities and mutual relationship among the all the employees in the all the employees in working can be clearly defined by the formal organization. So that is called it as an formal organizing. So let me write, formal organizing is an, this structure. This structure is designed, by the management. So this structure is designed by the management to achieve the organizational objectives in which the responsibilities and authorities and responsibilities and mutual relationship among the employees in working can be clearly defined. In formal organizing. So in formal organizing, what will happen means, it is a structure which is designed by the management. So here the management is nothing but the top level management. Okay, usually the top level management will going to decide the organization structure. So ನಮ್ಮ organization ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ structure ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ decide ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು, which is done by the top level management. Okay, so it is designed by the management, that is top level management. For what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the organizational objectives. So as an organization, it will, okay, the top management will go with the organization structure. For what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the organizational objectives. Organizational objectives na achieve madadike, so they will go with the organization structure, that is the formal organizing. Okay, in which authorities and responsibilities and mutual relationship, okay, among the employees who are working in the organization, that is clearly defined. So here in formal organization, they are going to be clearly defined. What is his position? Our position, you know. So what is their authority and responsibility? What is their job? What is the authority and responsibility? And also what is the mutual relationship? That is nothing but the who is his subordinates, who is his supervisor, or yes, subordinates yaru, yarik supervisor yaru, that is clearly mentioned in the organization, in the formal organizing. So that is nothing but the formal organizing. So idanna enanta karitivi, formal organizing anta karitivi. So in simple words, a formal organizing, it is formed by the top management with the common goals of the organization. So in order to achieve the common goals of the organization, the top level management will going to do the formal organizing. Okay, formal organizing, and also they are going to bring the coordination among all the employees is known as the, through this structure they are going to bring the coordination in between the employees, in between the departments, they are going to bring the coordination. Okay, so that is known as the formal organizing. Adanna enanta karitivi, formal organizing anta karitivi. So example, so kind of andre functional ಬರುತ್ತೆ, divisional ಬರುತ್ತೆ. See ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ functional structure ನ ಬರೀತೀನಿ, functional chart ನ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ? board of director ಬರ್ತಾರೆ at the top level of management, and general manager ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, departmental manager like production, production, sales, marketing, purchasing. So likewise, so this is structure. ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, this structure we can call it as a what? This structure we can call it as a formal organizing. ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಈಚ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್. ಸಿ ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನ ಹೈಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಜಾಬ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಸೇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ನ ಹೈಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ಸೊ ನೀನು ಏನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದು ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್, ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೋ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೂ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಇನ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ okay, here they are clearly says about the job to be performed by the each position. So ಆ position ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಬ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದು that is clearly mentioned. And also the authority and the responsibility assigned to each individual. So in order to perform the jobs or in order to do the work, so every employees need some of the authority and responsibility. So ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇಕು. They need some of the power to in order to do the work. Okay, so that those are all the authority and responsibility which is going to be assigned for the individuals. Say for example in the marketing, so marketing ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೈಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಗೆ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಪವರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದ ಜಾಬ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ದ ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರು ಮತ್ತು ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ that to whom should I accountable. Okay, and also in case of supervisor also, ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ಗೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್ through this structure we can come to know that who is the supervisor, who is the subordinates. Say for example production manager gadre ಇವನಿಗೆ supervisor ಯಾರು, the general manager. So general manager will going to give the instructions, orders or guidelines to the all the department managers alva. And also all the department managers are accountable for the general manager, and the general manager is accountable for the board of director alva. So likewise in the formal organization structure we are going to establish the supervisor and the subordination relationship. And also in the formal organizing it clearly the designation of the each individual in the organization that is clarifies. Okay, so designation of the individual. So individual organization nalliro individual na designation ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, through the formal organizing. Say your general manager ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, through the formal organizing. Say for example manager, general manager, okay, and also the departmental manager, assistant manager, junior manager. So likewise we are going to give the designation to the each individual. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಗೂ ಡೆಸಿಗ್ನೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ through the formal organization, in the formal organization. And also this structure is created intentionally by the manager for the accomplishing the organizational objectives. So ee structure na, so every organization, as I said that every organization will go with the this structure for what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the organizational objectives. So organizational na common objectives na achieve madlikke the organization will go with the formal organizing. So this is all about the formal organizing, meaning and structure of formal organizing. So formal organizing, who will going to done the formal organizing? Formal organizing which is done by the top level management. For what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the objectives. Here we clearly mention about what is their authority, what is their responsibility, and also we are going to give the designation, we are going to assign the job for them, for the individual, what are all the job to be performed in the organization, that is we are going to assign. Okay, we are going to establish the superior and the subordinate relationship, right? So likewise in the formal organization, through this organization structure, the smooth running of an organization can be taken place, and also there will be the optimum utilization of resources also taken place. Okay, so this is all about the meaning of the organization structure. So our formal organization structure ge idu ಏನು functional structure ಬರುತ್ತೆ, divisional ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, these two kinds of the formal organizing. Okay, so the next concept is about the, we have to discuss the features of formal organization. So formal organization na features ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಂತಂದು we have to discuss. Features of formal organizing. So these questions you can expect these questions for the 4 marks. ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ question features or write the 4 features of formal organizing ಅಂತಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ 4 marks ಗೆ ಕೇಳೋ chances ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ, it may ask for 4 marks. Write any 4 features of formal organizing ಅಂತಂದು they may ask the question in the examination. Okay, so let me discuss what are all the features in the formal organizing. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ನ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, the first one is about the formal organization structure. It is created by the process of organizing. The created by formal, created by organizational process. See, as earlierly I said that, so the organization structure which is created by the manager through the process of organizing. So when the organizing process is taken place, means when the manager carry out the organizing process, then it is automatically creates the organization structure. So that structure we can call it as a formal organizing, because in the process we are going to divide the jobs, we are going to grouping of the job has been taken place, we are going to assign the jobs according to their qualification, and also we are going to establish the supervisor and the subordination relationship. So this structure, through this process, through the organization process, the manager will going to get the organization structure. So that organization structure we can call it as a formal organizing. So this is also one of the feature of the formal organizing. Okay, formal organization. And the next one feature about the purpose of the formal organization is to achieve the organizational goals. Achieve As earlier I told that the organizational structure, the formal organizational structure, it is created for what purpose? For the purpose of achieving or accomplishing the objectives. In order to achieve the common objectives of the organization, so this structure is formulated. The main purpose of this structure is created for what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the common goals of the organization or common objectives of the organization. So this is also one of the feature. So ಇದನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಅಚೀವ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್. And the next one is about it is created by the top management. So who will going to create the formal organization means, so ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರಬೇಕಾ, ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಟಾಪ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. The board of director will going to decide how many, so ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಟಾಪ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ top level management alva. So usually the formal organization structure which is decided by the whom? Which is decided by the top level management. So top level management we will go with the formal structure. Okay, this is also one of the feature. And the next one feature is about in the formal organization structure each individual is assigned a specific job. Assigning specific jobs. So in the formal organization structure what we are going to do means, in formal organization structure for each individual we are going to assign a particular job. So ee alla individuals ku naven martivi, we are going to assign a specific job. One correct agiro job na assign ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ according to the qualification, according to their capacity, capability, we are going to assign the job. Okay, in the formal organizing, say for example production manager antandre according to his job, according to his qualification we are going to give the job. Okay, we are going to assign the specific job to him. Okay, we are going to give one position to him alva. So that's it, that is also one of the feature of the formal organizing. And the next one is about the informal organization structure. Every individual is assigned a fixed authority and or decision making power. Here we assigned a fixed authority and decision making power. So in formal organization we are going to assign a fixed authority and responsibility for the specific job. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಾಬ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ in order to perform their job, so in order to do the job everyone needs some of the authority as well as some of the responsibility. So they need some of the authority in order to take the decisions, they need some of the power in order to take the decision. So that is going to be given here. They are going to give some authorities to the each jobs for each position. They are going to give the some authorities in order to perform the job, in order to do the job they will going to give some of the authority. That is also done in the formal organization. That is one of the feature. So here in the formal organizing we are going to assign the authorities and also we are going to give the decision making power in order to do the work. In order to accomplish the work we are going to give the authority. Say for example if it is a marketing manager we have to give some authorities to him. or we have to give some power to him to take decisions alva. So that is done in the formal organizing. Okay, and the next one is about the, this is also one of the feature, and the next one is about the formal organization structure which result in creation of supervisor and the subordination relationship. Supervisor and subordinates. So it creates a supervisor and the subordinates relationship. Say, as I earlier I told that here we clearly mentioned in the organization structure we are going to build the, or we are going to establish the supervisor and the subordinate relationship. See here, so board of director, if we do so means there is no confusion. As I told that as a general manager he should know to whom they get the orders or the instruction. For the departmental manager they will come to know to whom they get the instructions, okay, or the guidelines, and also they come to know to whom should I accountable. ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, that ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ through the organization structure ಅಲ್ವಾ. Through the formal structure it is creates, okay, it is clears alva. So that in the this is also one of the feature in the formal organizing we are going to create the, that is results in creating the supervisor and the subordinate relationship. This is also one of the feature. Okay, and the next one is feature is about the formal organization structure creates a scalar chain of communication. Scalar chain of so as you know that the what is scalar chain. So in second chapter I'll discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾರೆ in the principles of management discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾರೆ Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು scalar chain ಅಂತಂದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. So ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ what do you mean by the scalar chain? So scalar chain is nothing but the formal line of authority from the highest to the lowest, that is called it as a scalar chain. So scalar chain andre enu, the authority from the highest to the lowest, highest to the last worker, okay, last is an worker, highest to the lowest. So that is called it as an what? That is called it as an scalar chain. Okay, scalar chain andre it is an formal line from the formal line of authority. So formal line of authority from the board of director to the ultimate worker alva. So idana navenanta karitivi scalar chain anta karitivi. So in the feature this says that the formal organization structure which creates the scalar chain of communication in the organization structure. So formal alli enagutte, it will creates the scalar chain of communication. Hege antandre, as a board of director he does not go to communicate the worker directly, he does not go with the communicating the worker. In the formal organizing alli avaru direct agi ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, communicate ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. So they are go with the general manager ಇಂದ suppose production manager ಕೆಳಗಿರೋ ವರ್ಕರ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರಿಗೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರು ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಗೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ವರ್ಕರ್ he should not go directly to the board of director, he should go with the levels of management. ಅವನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, through the levels of the management he has to communicate alva. In the formal organization it will create the scalar chain of communication. Okay, so board of director communicate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, through the general manager, production manager ಇಂದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಕೆಳಗಿರೋ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಕೆಳಗಿರೋ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಿರೋ ವರ್ಕರ್ಗೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ through this only, through the formally only he has to communicate, through the scalar chain only he has to communicate in the formal organizing. So this is also one of the feature of the organization, formal organizing. Okay, now and the next one and the last one feature is about the it is impersonal. It is impersonal. So that is nothing but it does not take any consideration of the likes, dislikes, emotions, your personal things. So your friendship, it is not going to be considered. In the formal organization, we are not going to be considered the emotions, your likes, your dislikes, your friendship, your relationship. It is not going to be considered. Here the only work has to be done. It is only concentrated on the work. It is not going to be concentrated on your likes, dislikes, emotions, sensitiveness and so on. Alva? So this is also one of the feature. That is the formal organizing, it is an impersonal. Say for example, even though board of director, production manager, friends irbodu. In formal organization alli enagtare, he is the top authority, he is his worker, he is the boss, and under that he is the just a worker. So he has to take the orders and he has to go with the work. That's all. There is no friendship is going to be work in the formal organizing. Formal organizing alli friendship agli athwa emotions, likes, your dislikes, it is not going to be work. Okay, so this is all about the features of the formal organizing. So idella some of the features of the formal organizing. So let me repeat, let me brief. So it is created by the organizational structure. So organization, through the organization process, we will going to get the organization structure. So that organization structure we can call it as a formal organizing. Okay, when it comes to the next point, achieving the organizational objectives. In order to achieve the organizational objectives, ನಮ್ಮ organizational objectives na achieve ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ we will go with the formal organizing. So this is also one of the feature. And the next one is about the top management. As you know that the structure, the formal structure which is created by the top level management only. The top level management will go with the establishing the organization structure. So this is also one of the feature. And the next one is about, it is in the formal organizing, we are going to assign the specific jobs to the individual, and also in order to do that job, we are going to give the authority as well as we are going to give the some decision making power also we are going to give in the formal organizing. And also the formal organizing which is going to be creates the supervisor and the subordinates relationship. So in the organizing only, in the organization structure only, we can come to know that who is the supervisor, who is the subordinate. So likewise we are going to bring the superior and the subordinate relationship. And the next one is about the scalar chain of communication. So here in the formal there will be the scalar chain of communication. As a board of director, as a top level management, he does not directly communicate with the lower level management. Through the middle level management only he has to communicate the things. Okay. So likewise there will be the scalar chain of communication. At the same time, the lowest level management will not going to directly communicate with the top level management. They have to go with their superiors. Superiors our superior. Likewise the communication chain has been, or scalar communication has been taken place. And the last one feature is about the, it is an impersonal. So feature formal organizing another, it is an impersonal, because here it does not give, does not going to consider about the your emotion, likes, dislikes, your friendship and so on. Okay, so that it is called it as an impersonal. So these are all about the formal organizing features. And also we have to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of the formal organizing. So formal organizing na advantages matte disadvantages na discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Advantage. Let me start with the advantage. So advantages of formal organizing. Hagare, what is the advantages of formal organizing? when it comes to the advantages of formal organizing, the first and foremost is about the systematic working. The first one is systematic working. See, in the formal organization structure, we result in the systematic and the smooth functioning of an organization. So, in the formal organization structure, we are going to get the systematic work. Okay, there will be the smooth functioning of an organizing, because we are going to assign the jobs according to their qualification. We are going to assign the jobs, and also we are going to give the job description for the each jobs, and also we make the relationship, that is supervisor and the subordinate relationship, and also we are going to create the coordination in between the departments, in between the manager and the workers. Also we are going to create the relationship, right? So that is supervisor and the subordinate relationship has been taken place. So through this the systematic work can be taken place. So through either formal organizing the ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ systematic work ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, systematic flow of function as well as the systematic work as well as the smooth functioning of the work can be taken place. So that it is one of the advantages of the formal organizing. And the next advantages of the formal organizing is about the achievement of the organizational objectives. Organizational objectives. See, through the formal organization structure, it is established to achieve the organizational objectives. In the features only we come to know that, in the meaning and in the feature we come to know that the formal organization structure which is established for what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the or accomplishing the objectives. So through the formal organization structure, we can easily achieve the organizational objectives, because there will be the systematic working has been taken place, because according to their qualification we are going to assigning the job according to their according to the job. There will be the systematic, there will be the smooth functioning of work can be taken place, and also we are going to bring the coordination in between the workers. We are going to establish the supervisor and the subordinate relationship. If we are going to do all these things for what purpose? For the purpose of achieving the organization. In simple, what we can say means, through the organization, so through the formal organization structure, we can easily coordination. That is nothing but this, we are establishing the supervisor and the subordinates. Likewise, we are going to create the coordination, and also here the optimum utilization of resources has also taken place, because in the formal organizing there will not be the overlapping of work. Okay, if there is no overlapping of work means there will be the optimum utilization of work can be taken place. So wastage of work ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, optimal utilization ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ resources ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so that leads to the profitability. That is nothing but the achievement of the organizational goals alva. So through the organizational objectives, through the achieving the objectives, we need the systematic work. So in order to do the systematic work, there must be the formal organization. So ನಾವು organization objectives ನ achieve ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? Systematic work ಬೇಕು. We are going to get the systematic work from where? We are going to get the systematic work from the formal organizing. Through the formal organizing, it will become very easier to achieve the organizational objectives. Okay, so this is also one of the this is also one of the advantages of the formal organizing. Okay, and the next one is about the no overlapping of work. No overlapping of work. So this is also one of the advantages of the formal organizing. So in formal organizing structure, work is systematically divided among the various employees, among the various department and employees, so there is no chances of duplication of work. See, in simple, the things move according to the defined plan. See, in the organizing, what we are going to do means, according to the plan only we are going to assign the things, alva. So according to our plan, we will go with the assigning the things, or we are go with the arranging the things. If the according to the plan, if we are going with the arranging the things means, so there will not be the overlapping of work. So in the formal organizing, there will not, the chances of overlapping of work is less, because all the work is divided in a systematic way. So organization alliro ella work nu systematic agi divide ಮಾಡಿ, so in the systematic way we are going to assign the duties or the specific jobs to the individuals or the employees. So through this the chances of overlapping of work is less, and also through this we can achieve the optimum utilization of resources also. So this is also one of the formal organizing advantages of formal organizing. And the next one is about the coordination. So coordination, the formal organization structure is coordinating the activities of various departments. So here easily we can achieve the coordination, because the departments are interrelated. The functions of the departments are interrelated, alva. Say for example, the production is depending upon the purchase department. So purchase department is depending upon the finance, alva. So marketing department or sales department which is depending upon the production department. So likewise there will be the dependency in the various department. So ella departments allu ಏನು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, dependency ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So through this we can easily make the coordination. So ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ we have to make the coordination in between the departments. So in the formal organizing, we are going to create the coordination the activities of various departments. So organization alliro various department nadve we are going to create the coordination. So this is also one of the advantages of the formal organizing. And the next one is about the creation of chain of command.